Hi family, it's Leah from Sunshine's Table Talk here. As you probably are aware, last Monday there was the large 7.8 magnitude earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria. The death toll is now sitting at 34,000, with it only expected to continue to climb. We sat down with the communications lead from Medair, Lazana, last Thursday, and we spoke to her about what's happening with the team as they are situated in Aleppo and are doing part of the recovery and rescue down on the ground there. So here is that conversation.
Good morning, everyone. You are with Leah from Sunshine's Table Talk, and today I am joined by Lisanne Van Der Schors. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That was very complicated. Who is the communications lead with Medair, currently in Aleppo, in Syria, but usually based out of Damascus. Welcome to the show, Lisanne. It's wonderful to have you to chat with us today.
Thank you.
So first of all, to get started, I'd love to know sort of what you're doing in Aleppo at the moment, what Medair is up to, and when you were deployed to the area.
Yeah, so at the moment what we're doing is really assessing the situation, assessing the needs. So for the past 2.5 days, we've been going around different neighborhoods, reaching out to the people that we come across, asking them what they need, asking them about what they've seen, and we're also trying to mobilize support. So we're connecting with different organizations. We're trying to procure as much as possible, and we're trying to start our aid, our distributions as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay, amazing. And what's the feeling been like as you have been talking to people locally there? Are people still very anxious and experiencing aftershocks, or are they starting to move? Yeah, what's it like on the ground?
People are still very, very scared. A lot of people have lost their house, but also there are people who are just afraid to go back to their house. There are some aftershocks still. People usually try to stay in parks or in fields, but also buildings that they know are stable and are safe. A lot of people are in schools, in mosques.
What sort of temperatures are you experiencing over there at the moment?
So during the night it can get up to -3 degrees Celsius, that is. It's very cold, and you really feel it when you step into the building. The cold doesn't leave. Wow. So people try to, during the day, trying to get out and get into the sun to sort of warm up a bit during the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so what about your Medair teams? How are you guys going with your fatigue and and generally, like what's your spirits like at the moment? How are you guys holding up?
It gets very tiring. But I think when we're on the ground, you don't necessarily feel it as much. You just want to talk to people, and there are times when I see some people of my team, just wiping away a tear, but we're trying to push through. And these are also people who are from Aleppo, so for them it must be extra tough.
Yeah. Is there things that they are able to do to keep their family safe while they're working for Medair? Is there Assistive in place, or is it a bit of a juggling act between the work and obviously your own care?
Most of their families have found a place to stay. I know that one of my colleagues really wants to see them, but she hasn't had the chance to because she came with us from Damascus, and but they say they're okay, but she really wants to check on them. But they do have family connections. They're staying at other relatives' houses.
Yeah, okay. What do you feel like is the long-term effect of this? Obviously, there's going to be a lot more displaced Syrians, and what do you feel like is the main problems that we're going to see in the long-term effects as, you know, people don't have anywhere to go, especially around the border between, obviously, Syria and Turkey?
It's going to be disastrous. I think, the earthquake killed a lot of people and wounded a lot of people, but I think the longer-term consequences will be, worse for people. This was already an area that had been hit by violence, so when we're driving through the streets, we sometimes have to distinguish, okay, these buildings fell because of the earthquakes, but these buildings had already been ruined before because of violence. And so these were already very vulnerable people, and we almost thought it couldn't get worse for them, and still it got worse. So there's a really high need for housing, for food, for water, and they need income as well. I've seen families who had to start to work even though they just experienced this really, really traumatizing thing, just because they had to find money to find food and to meet their basic needs.
So that would probably be the biggest then, I suppose, the thing that's front of mind for most Syrians that are affected then, just that kind of the basics, getting back to, housing, work, food, water, all that kind of stuff. Is that the most front of mind?
Biggest need, what we're hearing from people now is getting to a place that's warm. They're asking for blankets, they're asking for winter clothing, they're asking for mattresses, and after that they're asking for food and water. And then we've seen in the situations that they're at that the sanitary facilities are really not sanitary at all as well, which is also worrying because there had been a cholera outbreak as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That would just add another layer to it, which is just really, really horrible. I have such respect for you. I don't know. Like, you're amazing to be doing what you're doing over there. Really, I'm a bit lost for words because I just think, I don't know how you do it. So I'm just, so grateful for this time. I just also would love to know, in these sorts of situations, what sort of, what gives people hope on the ground? Like, what are people looking forward to sort of get people to band each other together and hopefully find hope if there is, or maybe there is no hope in situations like these, I'm not sure.
There is very little hope. I feel like people appreciate that we're talking to them. They're appreciating just being able to talk and to voice their needs. And sometimes people get hope out of nowhere. They sometimes find the humor in situations. Yesterday we were visiting a woman with a disability. She wasn't able to walk, an elderly woman, and her situation was very bad. She was sitting basically in a field next to a truck. I believe at night they tried to sleep in the truck. And we asked her for a photograph, and she said, "Oh, I thought I took the photograph." And she said, "Oh, I thought you wanted to take a photograph with me." So she said, "Come, sit next to me. We have to take a picture together." And then she gave me a big kiss on the mouth, and everyone started laughing, or not on the mouth, on the cheek, and everyone started laughing. And afterwards we were also saying, like, it's amazing how people still manage to find humor in a hopeless situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know much about, in terms of obviously the area in the northwest of the country that the rebels are occupying. Is there much sort of communication to get aid to people who might need it there between the rest of the Syrian government, or you're not sure? Or are people working well together?
I'm not sure. This is really a separate. It's like a separate country, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. The other thing that I would love to ask you, is there one thing that you would love for, I suppose, Australians and people in Perth to know about the situation? Because obviously, sometimes I think we can feel very disconnected to everyone, the rest of the world, really being so isolated. But yeah, if there was one thing that you would love to sort of pass on to people here.
Yeah, I think in these cases, sometimes we can kind of lose sight that these are people just like you and I. And I think what is also important to know is it doesn't stop after, the bodies have been carried from the rubble. The disaster has only just started yet. So
yes.
I think also I know me as a Dutch person, I always feel a bit powerless in this situation. If there is something you want to do, I would say donate to organizations who have presence on the ground, because they're able to do things. They need money to buy the items, to be able to distribute them to people. And especially the organizations that are already on the ground, they have access.
And so if someone was donating, say, to like World Aid, even if they only have a small amount to give, does that still make a difference to your organization overall?
Absolutely. I think many small amounts make a big amount, and a small amount might make the difference between buying a blanket for one family or buying blankets for two families. So yeah,
absolutely. Oh, well, thank you so much, Lazana. I really appreciate your time. This has been really beautiful to chat to you, even though it was just brief. But yeah, we're definitely going to be directing people to medair.org, and then we'll also have links on our website as well. So hopefully people guys can support the work that you're doing. And I hope that you get some rest yourself, and that
Thank you.
You stay encouraged. And I'm definitely keen to make sure that the conversation still keeps going long after people on mainstream have keep talking about it anyway.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being a part of the conversation. If you want more information, you can head to medair.org, or you can head to our website, sonshine.com.au.